Netflix's latest web series and filmmaker Anubhav Sinha's IC814, the Kandahar Hijack, has sparked a massive controversy. Using hashtags boycott Netflix, boycott Bollywood and IC814, many ex-users have shared posts claiming that the makers changed the names of the hijackers to Shankar and Bhola to allegedly protect the terrorists who belong to a certain community. This series on the 1999 hijacking of an Indian Airlines flight by terrorists has now been accused of distorting facts, whitewashing terrorism and offending public sentiments. The massive uproar has led to the Indian government to summon the content head of Netflix India. Let's just tell you about the incident hijacking of IC814. Indian Airlines flight IC814 was hijacked on December 24, 1999. The plane that was carrying 154 passengers and crew was hijacked by 5 terrorists 40 minutes after it took off from Nepal's capital Kathmandu and was bound for Delhi. The hijackers, identified as members of the Pakistan-based terrorist outfit Harkat-ul-Mujahideen, had diverted the plane to Kandahar in Afghanistan that was then under the control of the Taliban. The crisis, which lasted 8 long days, during which these terrorists demanded the release of 3 high-profile militants, Maulana Masood Azhar, Ahmad Omar Saeed Sheikh and Mushtaq Ahmad Zarkar, the Indian government, under immense pressure to save the lives of hostages, ultimately agreed to release those 3 militants. Former External Affairs Minister Jaswant Singh, in fact, had personally escorted the terrorists to Kandahar, a move that still remains, to date, the most controversial. So what is the IC814 row all about? It's a series that has been released on Netflix and it's based on the real-life hijacking in 1999. And this series chronicles the horrific experience of the passengers and the crew members and the challenges that they faced by the government as their flight was diverted to multiple locations before finally ending up in Taliban-controlled Kandahar in Afghanistan. The hijackers in this series are depicted with the code names Chief, Doctor, Burger, Bhola and Shankar. However, it's the use of the names Bhola and Shankar that hasn't really gone down well with the viewers, which has now triggered this massive controversy. In fact, they contend that the show should have highlighted the fact that the hijackers were 5 Muslim terrorists and 2 of them, in fact, had used Hindu aliases. Netizens have accused the filmmaker Anubhav Sinha of deliberately distorting facts and has even labelled his work as propaganda. Now, several top BJP leaders have also raised objections and questions to the portrayal of events in this series. BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya has said that the hijackers were dreaded terrorists who acquired aliases to hide their Muslim identities. He in fact posted on the social media platform X saying, and I quote, "Filmmaker Anubhav Sinha legitimized their criminal intent by furthering their non-Muslim names. Decades later, people will think Hindus had hijacked IC814. Well, joining him was former Union Minister and BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
I vividly remember IC814. I was very aware of that accident and very involved in following that. Every man and woman in India and indeed in South Asia knows that that hijack of IC814 from Kathmandu was committed, that act was committed by Pakistan's ISI-backed terrorists. Now, nobody thinks that there were some people from India who did the hijacking. So how the people have Hindu names in that movie, I don't know. But I'm very, very happy that the INV Ministry and the Government of India has taken cognizance of this and has summoned Netflix.
Well, there was stiff opposition and criticism to the depiction of these terrorists in a softer light and humanizing them as well. The series is adapted from the book Flight into Fear, the Captain's Story, that has been written by journalists Srinjoy Chaudhary and Devi Sharan, the captain of the hijacked flight. This series stars Vijay Verma, Nasiruddin Shah, Pankaj Kapoor, Manoj Pava, Arvind Swamy, Anupam Tripathi, Dia Mirza, Patra Lekha, Amrita Puri, Divyanu Bhattacharya and Kumud Mishra in key and very significant roles. Amid the growing controversy, the government has taken note of this public outcry. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has now summoned Monica Shergill, who is the content head of Netflix India, to address this matter. The ministry has also told Netflix to keep religious sentiments in mind. Netflix team has assured that content will now be reviewed and in future content on platforms will be in acceptance with sentiments of our nation. Netflix has also assured that all security concerns will be addressed in the future as well. They will also review all the content and will revert at the earliest. According to sources, while the government has no immediate plans to ban the series, officials from Netflix, its content head, have been now asked to find a way to resolve this controversy. The ministry is also likely to summon the filmmaker Anubhav Sinha, who is the maker of the series. For now, Netflix has given full assurance to be mindful of national security and children's sensitivity while putting out content on the OTT platform in the future.